Cunningham, and this is our presentation on population growth.
And my name is Demarcus Bush, and it is very close to pay attention to the population growth in the United States because we don't want to be a country that gets as bad as China and India. Scientists have already made a warning out to humanity called the stabilizing of global growth. And China and India are facing real social and economic problems due to their high population. They're facing limited resources and they're also facing high pollution. That's why some of them have to wear masks sometimes. And this also leads to many people living in poverty and not being able to have free medical assistance like many of us have here in the United States. With all of that being said, overpopulation is a big strain on the earth as well. And it also takes up a lot of land. With the increasing population of the United States, it also increases the demand that we have for food, water, housing, energy, land, and also healthcare, along with transportation issues. And this will also have a large effect on the ecological degradation. And this can really cause an increase in conflict all over the country.
Down to the bottom left, we have the total population of the United States from 2015 to 2025, and the total population of China and India from 2000 to 235. Our data was collected from the US Census Bureau and Statistica.com. What our data pretty much shows is the predicted population of the US up until 2025 and the predicted populations of China and India to 2035. The US in the next 10 years will see an overall uptrend with regards to population growth. This isn't the worst thing because the US doesn't have a population in the billions. But what about the people living on Earth 100 years from now? Would Earth be truly habitable for them? We see the problems with countries like China and India, where the population is indeed in the billions. And we see India will likely not see a stoppage in population growth over the next 10 years. China's population is increasing slightly, but will likely be decreasing by 2030. Understanding population growth and having models to predict population growth is important because without these models, places like China will likely not be trying to fix the population problems that they have today and will likely still have an increasing population, much like India.
Our model was done by taking the points of the population and calculating the trend line of the population by using Excel. What our model shows us is that the population in the United States is decreasing while the overall change in population is still decreasing on a yearly basis. The data that we have shows the overall change in the population has been decreasing slowly over the past 10 years in the United States, even though the population growth as a total is increasing. The method for population can be used with any size and range. To solve the constant C when trying to solve the differential equation, we must choose a boundary condition that has an X and Y coordinate to plug into the solved equation. For our boundary conditions, we chose the point T equals 9, which represents the year 2023, and our Y coordinate is at 1,440,000.
That's
I feel good about that one.
Although our model is only the US population, this model can be used by any country with any amount of people. This will likely be beneficial to calculate the population of the US 100 years from now, but isn't too big of a deal now because the US population is not in the billions. When we plugged in the constant C into our model, we got the total population in 2023 to be roughly 334 million. We were able to solve the differential equation by hand by using 4 different methods shown above.
The research that we have done shows how to calculate the population growth rate for the future. The population growth can really impact every environmental change. The population can affect all of our food, water, and the rest of our resources. Keeping track of the population also helps scientists understand what is really causing the population to change and grow every year. There needs to be a strong balance between the population and the environment. Life expectancy and birth rate is also really important for us to follow along with to get the most accurate calculations. People also need to be encouraged not to have more than 2 children per household in the United States so that we don't become overpopulated. The population is also extremely important because workers are needed to keep and maintain the infrastructure and the services of the United States. To do this, the population needs to keep and maintain a happy medium.